So in this video, I'll be ventilating this 4x4 closure. You can see both the middle and the front has a natural hairline. So I'm going to also be teaching you how I did this to make this middle and front have this natural look. So watch this video. So this is the lace net I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be measuring my 4x4 on this lace net to cut it out and do the measurements. So I couldn't go to the market to buy the already made 4x4, so I'm just going to be customizing mine. So I'm going to be marking it. My tape for the number 1 is cut out, so I'm going to be using from 2. So 2 to 6 is 4 centimeter, is 4 inches. So I'm going to be doing, when you do 4x4 is square because everywhere will be equal. 4x4. So when you cut it out, you can use anywhere as your front, anywhere as your back. So I'm done measuring the 4x4, so I'm not done measuring it, sorry. So I just cut out this excess lace net, so let me just remeasure it again to be sure. I'm going to leave some space at the front, you get, so that when I fix it on my recap, I can cut off the lace at the front. So I need to make sure that there's a space at the front, so you can see that little space there. Yes. So after I finished measuring it, cutting and doing all the marking, I placed it on my mannequin head with my pin for ventilation. So this is me placing it. So I'm done placing the net with the pin, so I'm just going to draw this back so that I will be able to know that this is the back, give it this arc look, you get, so that I can ventilate it with this line. I don't want it to be a straight line. So this is the Weavon I'm going to be using. I'm not using attachment. This is the Weavon. I want to make a wig. Yeah, I want to make a wig, so I'm going to be using the Weavon, part of the Weavon for this 4x4. So I'm using it. So I'm going to be cutting it little by little so I can ventilate it. I'm going to be cutting it little by little. Yes, cut it from the tip, you can see. So we start our ventilation. So for this back, I'm going to be doing this first half first. The first part, half part. So for this back, I'm going to be picking out 2 to 3 strands. 2 to 3 strands of hair. Make sure it's not more than 3 strands. Let it not be 4, so be careful. Make sure it's 2 so that it will not be bulky. It will not be bulky. Make sure that it's either 2 to 3 strands. You can use 1 strand, but just make sure it's 2 to 3 strands of hair. So, and again, the method I'm using is diagonal method at this back. I'm using diagonal method. This back diagonal, you're doing your diagonal method till it gets to the front. At the front, I marked out ½ inch. You can see where I marked out ½ inch. So I'm going to be doing this diagonal method to this point that is ½ inch. ½ inch to the main 4 points. You can see the 2 different lines at the front. So that the first one before the last line is ½ inch to the final line. So I'm going to be doing this 2 to 3 strand diagonal method to that ½ inch mark. Yes, so this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be telling you how you're going to do the front and the middle part. So I'm doing this diagonal method. I did not actually do it up, like I left space before the middle mark. I left space because I'm going to be doing a different thing at that middle part. You understand as we approach the end of the video, you understand what I'm saying, so I will explain it more. So I'm not actually doing it to the middle points. I left some space before the middle points because I'm going to be doing something there to make the closure have this natural look. So I'm done with this first half of the hair. You can see that I did it up to this half-inch line, so it's going to be remaining half-inch to the final 4 points. So I'm doing this second part of the hair, same diagonal method, same 2 to 3 strand. You can understand what I'm saying. Look at the midpoint. That first part that I did not actually do it to the middle point. I left some space because I'm going to be doing something there. So this other part, the same thing. You ventilate and leave some space before the midpoint. You can see I'm leaving some space. So those 2 midpoints, I'm going to be doing something there. Also, you ventilate up to that half-inch point. So we are done ventilating this part, so we are going to go to this middle part. Don't ventilate, so it's time for the middle part. For this middle part, we're not going to be using diagonal method. We're going to be using the vertical horizontal method, you get. And what we are going to be doing, because I left 2 lines up to the middle point, 2 lines, so we're going to be doing one strand in this middle part, and it's going to be vertical horizontal method, you get, so that I can give that straight middle part. Because if you use this diagonal method, the middle part is not going to be looking middling. It's not going to be that straight. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to be doing the vertical horizontal method, and we're going to be using one strand to give that natural look. You can see that it's 2 lines up to the middle part, 2 lines, because I left two lines is the middle part, so naturally, so I left 4 lines up to the middle part, 4 lines at the other part up to the middle part. So you can see, so I did the one strand up to that the first mark, because there's no need stopping at this half-inch point, since after this middle part I'm going to be coming to the front to do the front. So let me just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I'm going to be doing it up to that point, to that first point. So the same thing, we'll go to the second part and do the same thing. Then I will tell you how to do the front part. So I'm done ventilating the middle part. You can see that the middle part is looking natural. So the same thing at this front we are going to be, but this front we are still going to do the horizontal, the diagonal method. We are going to use the diagonal method for this one, but it's still going to be one strand. Make sure it's one strand. It should not be more than one strand. Make sure it's one strand of hair. So you do it up to that first point. The other side here, you also do the other part of the hair like that. So I am done ventilating this part. So I'm going to also do the other part too. Yeah, we're going to change the part. You can see that this thing is giving natural hairline. You can see it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be the first one to get notified when I post a new video. Bye.